Here's how Taxidermy Joe began the State of the Union. That is creepy. That may be creepier.
If I were smart, I'd go home now.
Well, he's not smart, and he didn't go home. After somehow finding his way to the lectern, our favorite parasitic political puppet impressed upon us that we're facing an unprecedented moment in our history.
It's we who face an unprecedented moment in the history of the Union.
I think he meant unprecedented. I'm fairly convinced the guy's an empty suit. I bet you can guess what the unprecedented moment is. Brace yourselves. Our freedom is under attack.
Not since President Lincoln and the Civil War have freedom and democracy been under assault at home as they are today. Is the freedom and democracy are under attack both at home and overseas at the very same time. January 6th placed a dagger to the throat of American democracy, gravest threat to U.S. democracy since the Civil War. And democracy prevailed. The threat to democracy must be defended. To join together and defend democracy. History is watching another assault on freedom.
Oh, you've heard that before? How can this be an unprecedented moment in American history when the mantra, "Our freedom and democracy is under attack," is the routine and precedented theme in every single State of the Union?
Why do they hate us? They hate what they see right here in this chamber, a democratically elected government. They hate our freedoms, our freedom to vote and assemble and disagree with each other.
The threat to democracy must be defended. To join together and defend democracy.
Now, of course, defending freedom and democracy equals standing with Ukraine.
Ukraine.
I mean, why wouldn't it? Ukraine is the last thing I think about before I go to bed at night, and the first thing I think about when I'm getting ready for work in the morning. Yeah, I'm struggling to keep the lights on and feed my kids with my 3 jobs, but my God, we're talking about Ukraine here.
If we stand with Ukraine, if we stand with Ukraine.
And by standing with Ukraine, he means providing Ukraine with weapons.
If we stand with Ukraine and provide the weapons that needs to defend itself. That is all Ukraine is asking.
Yeah, that's all Ukraine is asking. We provide them with weapons, and Joe provides us with weapons bans.
We're not going to rest till we get assault weapons banned. I'm going to get assault weapons banned.
By the way, standing with Ukraine.
Stand with Ukraine.
And providing the weapons. Really means standing with military defense contractors and providing them with American tax cattle cash. But take comfort. The Azov Battalion, Ukraine, is not asking for American soldiers.
They're not asking for American soldiers. In fact, there are no American soldiers at war in Ukraine, and I'm determined to keep it that way.
Translation: American soldiers will soon be sent to the bankster proxy war going on in Ukraine. And then Joey says,
assistance to Ukraine is being blocked by those who want to walk away from our world leadership.
He meant dictatorship. All right, world dictator, you know, the thing. Because 750 military bases in over 80 countries just isn't enough, folks. And God knows we got more than enough extra cash floating around to throw at more empire building projects. Oh, speaking of empire building, has he talked about the NATO war machine yet?
America is a founding member of NATO, the military alliance of democratic nations, created after World War II to prevent war and keep the peace.
Wait a minute. NATO prevents wars and keeps the peace?
To prevent war and keep the peace.
All right, I'm just double checking that he actually said that. Look at this guy's face. He's like, I can't believe he actually said that. Camel-toe Jabba next like, what you talking about, Willis?
What you talking about, Willis?
To prevent war and keep the peace.
How many wars have we been in since NATO began in 1949? How many bombs have we dropped in the last 20 years alone? How much money have the defense contractors made? It almost seems like NATO is starting wars, not stopping them. What do I know? At least Biden doesn't want to make NATO stronger.
And today, we've made NATO stronger than ever.
Oh, God.
What the hell did you just say?
We've made NATO stronger than ever.
Mr. Prime Minister, welcome to NATO, the strongest military alliance the world has ever seen.
Great. There's a new nation coerced into joining NATO.
There's a new kid in town. I don't wanna hear.
Well, one thing's for sure. The military-industrial complex is not making enough money. We need something like a bipartisan national security bill so that we can steal more money from unborn generations and make the defense contractors even richer.
Send me a bipartisan national security bill. History is literally watching. History is watching. If the United States walks away, it will put Ukraine at risk.
What about Americans? The government puts us at risk every single day. If the government is supposed to be protecting and serving us, who's going to protect us from the government?
We will not walk away.
Well, okay, but isn't it kind of easy to say that when you can't walk in the first place?
We will not walk away.
We will stumble away. We may even crawl away. But we will not walk away.
We will not bow down. I will not bow down.
Respect my daughter!
I will not bow down. You should have respected my authority.
I will not bow down.
It's too late. The protectors and servants of the people bowed down to the banksters over 100 years ago. I'd say that assessment is quite accurate, wouldn't you say, Woodrow? I am a most unhappy man. I have unwittingly ruined my country. A great industrial nation is controlled by its system of credit. Our system of credit is concentrated. The growth of the nation, therefore, and all our activities are in the hands of a few men. We have become one of the worst ruled, one of the most completely controlled and dominated governments in the civilized world. No longer a government by free opinion, no longer a government by conviction and the vote of the majority, but a government by the opinion and duress of a small group of dominant men. He was probably just sensationalizing to sell his book. Yeah, that's all it is. And politicians dangling from bankster strings like this guy will not only not save us, they're here to destroy us. Of course, psychopaths never say they're here to destroy or conquer, but to liberate.
We come here not as conquerors, but as liberators to return control of this city to the people.
For presidents, it's always about we the people, right? I mean, that's what Schoolhouse Rock taught me.
We the people, in order to form a more perfect union.
See? Leave your thoughts about this in the comments below, and don't forget to follow and subscribe.
If I were smart, I'd go home now.
We're not deceived by their pretenses to piety. We have seen their kind before. They are the heirs of all the murderous ideologies of the 20th century. By sacrificing human life to serve their radical visions, by abandoning every value except the will to power, they follow in the path of fascism, Nazism, and totalitarianism. And they will follow that path all the way to where it ends, in history's unmarked grave of discarded lies. Americans should not expect one battle, but a lengthy campaign, unlike any other we have ever seen. Either you are with us or you are with the terrorists.